Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Voice with Gamers. And I'm here with
Joseph. Hello.
And I'm Terrence. Hello.
and we're both going to be talking about The Division and what we think about it, the facts, and what they're going to add or what they got rid of from the E3 2013 trailer.
Basically reviewing, going over the new things they added and the things that they took out of the game.
And our own little opinions. And
So, The Division in itself is a multiplayer sandbox game. It's military. You play as a sleeper cell. All very interesting. We have some pictures. We're going to go over it. We're going to talk about what we think is really interesting, what we think is going to be in the game, and what role it's going to play. So, the first picture that we're looking at right now is a picture of New York City.
and three
And it's got
people
3 agents
going up
okay?
the stairs. And Eiffel Tower, pretty nice.
It's Empire State Building.
Eiffel Tower, whatever, Empire
It's
State.
the
Okay,
Empire.
that is the Empire State Building in the background.
It does take place in New York.
It does.
The story itself was there was basically a sort of plague that spread through the United States and wrecked everything. It took down the economy. It took down survivability at all. And that's why it's so wrecked looking. And these agents you see on the screen, they're sleeper agents. So they've been awoken after the disaster happened to fight off enemy combatants and protect what's left of the U.S.
The thing I'm wondering, how did the virus spread? It was a war?
It was what the virus was. It was like a weaponized. It was like a weaponized.
It was a weaponized flu.
By the U.S.
weapon.
or a different country that did it?
Pretty sure by the U.S.
By the U.S., so we kind of screwed ourselves over.
Basically.
Well, that's fine
It
and
was
dandy.
it was supposed to be it was going to be a weapon to use, like a bioweapon
Yeah.
against enemies of the United States. But what happened is that I guess it kind of backfired, and what happened is
We started
Black
making
Friday.
the worst
Black
day.
Friday came at the worst week ever. Christmas is there, but what happens is patient zero, as soon as they got sick, it infected everyone else, and then from there it just kind of escalated.
From the video that I saw, it was what happened is they explained that a flu on a banknote, such as a U.S. dollar
a US
or
dollar.
$100, whatever,
Explain.
it can last for up to 17 days. So what they did was they weaponized the flu or whatever virus they were putting out into the population, and they put it on a banknote. And that banknote was used in Black Friday, which then could spread to other people. And as soon as it spread to other people, it would spread to food, to toys, to children, to just anybody around them.
Yeah.
And as soon as patient zero occurred, everybody else started getting symptoms. Day one, like hospitals would be filled.
Yeah.
And from there, it'd just be mass panic and ruin for the next week, 2 weeks, whatever, the route would be.
In the video, it was saying by the moment that first kid had the symptoms of a cough, over like 1 billion people were already infected. So day 1 was the hospitals crumbling down. Day 2, what was day 2 again? Was it oil?
It basically day 2 was when it's all of like the resources that everyone has. United States, different countries have oil, water, all of that food, kind of depleted over time. In the second day of the virus outbreak, basically it basically took a week for the whole apocalypse to happen, and that's what you see in the game today. Right now.
What I thought the Division was when I first saw the pictures, biohazards, I thought zombies because I didn't do any research that much at the beginning.
So you thought kind of like a Resident Evil type thing?
Yeah, I was thinking Resident Evil because just the biohazard, people are government falling down. Some people are not allowed to go behind the biohazard walls. But it turns out the reason why some don't go because society is completely broken behind that wall.
Well, see that's the interesting part about this game is because it has such a military feel. What these agents are, what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring back what was the United States of America.
Yeah.
And so they have their own settlements, and in the game, you try to ally with those settlements, and you try to recreate what was. And so, you go through New York City finding resources and taking out these enemies to recreate.
Yeah, so in the game you have these settlements. It's kind of like, in a way, it's similar to Fallout 4 where an apocalypse happens, and what happens is, But you have these settlements you can build up. You go to. They have vendors. They have different places you have like allied with. You have to ally with the settlements in order for you to use the vendors. It's kind of like that, but that's the only similarity to it, like to Fallout 4 and the Division. But for this one, it looks really cool.
Now, my one question I have about this game is how many players are they gonna have in a party? Because you notice that whenever you watch a video,
you see about
on
4.
the Division, you see about 3 or 4 people in a group.
Yeah.
I want to know if that's the max, and
probably for story mode.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know if I've heard anything about story mode. As far as I'm aware, all I've seen is multiplayer mode, which is roaming the city and helping out your settlements.
Pretty much.
I haven't seen an actual single player campaign.
On another trailer I was seeing that it was saying that you get to develop your own society. Like, it little by little was all run down, and then they fast forwarded of them upgrading it more and more until it looked like a full-on place.
Just like in Fallout 4, when you create a society, which is a settlement, and you build it back up to how it was before. You create for example, Fallout 4, the apocalypse, Diamond City. It was, it was in ruins before. It used to be a baseball field.
It was a baseball field, and then they made it into a home.
A home.
I still haven't gotten that far into Fallout 4 Diamond City.
Well, for those who have, you know what we're talking about, though. But
I don't. I do side missions.
But I'm really excited to see what the Division really is about. The one thing that I've noticed in all the pictures I've seen of all the sleeper cells is this orange dot. I'm assuming that that's how they communicate with each other, and that's how they know that they're allies. Because in many pictures, you notice this orange circle on everybody. And I'm wondering if that's some kind of, some kind of computer chip that in, like, some of the gameplay that you see, they bring up a map on the ground,
Oh, yeah.
And then also, like, they reenact certain situations. So, like, the woman, she was like, hey, we have some clues up here, And it recreated this event that a subway had stopped and people were jumping off because they were getting sick.
It was showing when it was happened before, like, everything was going on.
I feel like this game has a lot to offer. It promises so much, and it looks incredible.
Yeah.
When you watch the gameplay, it's very good. It looks very good. And
what I was hoping, what Terrence is saying about how they communicate, that little light they show on them, that circle, you get to change the color. Like, if you want to change it to your favorite color,
that'd
blue,
be pretty cool.
green.
But that goes into the customization, and I feel like when games go too far into customization, it becomes really bad. Like the Assassin's Creed storyline, another Uplay classic.
Yeah.
The Assassin's Creed storyline, I felt it was perfectly fine up until Assassin's Creed 3 and then Unity, because that's when they made it to where it was about customization. In Assassin's Creed Unity, your character solely relied on customization. That's how they got their health increased, their armor increased, and how much stuff they can carry is because of that customization. I feel like that took away from the game.
After
yeah,
there's
that's true.
Gonna be a little bit more of that.
Well, I want to customize my character, but I think, you can only go so far with that, and and I feel like they should keep it to where, you can customize it, but not too much, so it doesn't lose the feel of the whole game and the story behind it, and all of that.
They might have customized weapons and customize your.
Well, they have
barracks.
modifications too. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I know. See, they also have perks, attributes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A bunch of that you can use. They have skills that each character, or you choose yourself basically. Has a perk tree, and
Where would you be able to drive a vehicle since it's a sandbox open world? Like,
a
little motorcycle or something?
I feel like they don't have like an actual vehicle that you can ride, but I know that they have stuff you can control, like drones and stuff.
In there.
I'm pretty sure they have drones because since it is a military fuel game, you would need to do reconnaissance.
Mm-hmm.
So I would feel like they would have some type of vehicle you can control to do reconnaissance.
See, and right there's the map that you can use.
Yeah, you can pan out where you want to go, and it'll tell you where you're at in comparison to other places.
Basically,
and this is where I'm talking about that circle on his back. is I feel like that's some kind of computer, and it's wired into him, or some kind of special glasses that he wears to where he can see all this, and it's not just like, oh, poof, it comes out of magic. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see some explanation behind that and how they have the technology to do that.
Yeah.
The thing I'm hoping for, they don't downgrade it that much on the graphics. Just like in E3 2013, they were showing everything more details in it. Even the puddles have big reflections. And I seen gameplay of the now, and there's still reflections in the puddles. Everything's good, but little things as it was going on.
So I had one question about the map. You notice how it has buildings displayed on it, and it's got roadways and everything like that. Well, my question is, since it's so sandbox and you can roam around, is it going to be GTA style where you can see the building but not be able to go into them? Or is it going to have its own, map style where you can see the buildings and you can go into them, and each floor is detailed and riddled with stuff that you can find for your settlements and whatnot? Because that would be really cool. That's something we've never really seen from a game.
That's true.
Unless it was like a story mission, then you can go into the building.
Yeah. But the way this looks, they're on a mission right now, and one of his men just went inside the building to check if there's any food or any people in there. This is part of the mission.
That's where I'm saying is like, how are we gonna know if we can go into any building or if we can only go into the certain buildings once a mission occurs?
It's going to probably be once a mission occurs.
And I really hope they don't do that, because it would be such a game-breaking change to just an industry where you can go into every building and it's so detailed on every floor. That would be really nice, and it would be set aside from other games.
I'm not gonna say it's not possible. I'm saying it is possible that they did that, because they did take a long time to finish this game. They delayed it twice already.
They did?
Yeah, they delayed it twice.
Damn.
Well, this photo that we're looking at the map, it's from 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said it was going to come out in 2014, but they never did, and they delayed it again.
They delayed the game 2014, again in 2015, and it's finally coming out this year.
March 8th.
On
Let's
March
hope
8th.
it doesn't get delayed
2016.
Again.
Let's hope it doesn't get delayed again. But, as upset as I was that it got delayed, I'm glad that they're delaying it so that they can take that time to
better it.
To make sure that there's no glitches, that there's none of that. I mean, I'm sure when a game comes out, there's always going to be those small, minor, fractions.
See, I'm really glad they've been delayed in the game, because
more things
as they've delayed the game, they've released more and more photos, and you can tell what the updates they've been doing as they delayed the game.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's true.
With the vehicles, the outside, the maps, the health bar now, and even the weapons.
With the beta that came out, did it come out last year?
No, I think the beta is going to be released in 2 or 3 more days.
Well, in 2 or 3 more days when the beta comes out, I'm pretty sure they're letting us try it out, but I think it's just gonna be like that, like the Halo 5 beta where, they didn't put everything in it, but they gave you somewhat of what what you could do in it. But I'm sure, because when the Halo 5 did came out, they changed it. They changed a lot of stuff in it when the final game came out.
I never even played the beta for that either. I haven't been doing nothing like that.
Here's my thing is, as a beta, you have to restrict the gameplay that you put into the beta.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, they're probably going to give us one or two missions, 2 missions max, and they're probably only going to give us like 3 guns to work with, to like use in the game. And they're only gonna let us explore a certain amount of the map. We're gonna be restricted in what we can and can't see, just like any other beta would do. But I'm excited to see what part of the map and what guns and what specific qualities this game is gonna have in the beta.
I just hope it's really good. And what I hope they add more into it, you get to use animals, and plus the turrets, the handheld turrets, you just put them down and pick them up anywhere you want. That would be good. And plus, I hope they're going to be hacking in it.
Okay, from what I've seen in this game, it's very strategic.
Yeah.
I've seen a gameplay where 2 people were flanking a door, and one guy was sitting outside of a car, and one person opened up the door, and the other person threw a flashbang in, and people were just swarming out. Yeah. And so, I'm wondering if it's going to have that, like, excuse me for referencing a new game that came out, but I'm wondering if it's going to have that Rainbow Six Siege feel, where you're breaching and charging, Not, let's just see what happens if we do this.
Well, I think what the game is gonna do, since it is like a massive, RPG type game,
Plus
that it's
Tom
gonna
Clancy.
be, it's Tom Clancy, but also I think what they're planning on doing, it's gonna be kind of like that, but you can go at any objective any way you want. Strategic, just full on there, like you're just, just run and gun out there, like, or like stealthy.
Yeah.
Being stealth, like, stuff like that. I think you can choose with how any way you want to approach a problem or an issue.
Plus, there's going to be a lot of side missions too, because you're a sleeper agent and you want to help people in the
right.
U.S.
I wasn't even considering side quests.
The side quests.
On top of rebuilding settlements and allying with other settlements, you got to help people.
Yeah.
You got to gain their trust to get allies.
Yeah, exactly.
I hadn't even considered that.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. Like, you're going to be venturing off into this sandbox world. And the one thing I would love to do before doing the main story mode is side missions. That's my favorite thing to do.
It's basically going to be a really awesome role-playing game, an RPG, with minimal customizations, but it's going to have enough to where it satisfies most players.
Yeah.
I'm good with that, because, like, I don't want to customize. It's going to be like Fallout 4 customizations, where, role-playing games like that type, like, there's not too many out there, but...
Even for Fallout customization, the customization was limited.
Yeah.
You couldn't do exactly everything, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, I was happy with the game.
I don't like it when games go all out on customization, because when they go all out on customization, so much
time.
It takes away.
They take away from other things. They lack in other things.
Yeah.
They lack in the quality of games.
Exactly. What they could have done.
The story is absolutely shit when they just focus on customization.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true right there.
And right now, just looking at the trailers, the gameplay, the pictures, I feel like the story mode is going to be awesome. Like, I'm looking forward to that game so bad.
Well, I haven't even know any of the sleeper agents yet. Didn't get time to look at that, but all I know, there's about 4. There's the female, which she is good with puzzles. That's her favorite thing, what she likes to do.
It's her skill.
Yeah, that's her skill.
Her skill.
And she, like I was reading spent 5 years, I don't know in what, that gave her the skill for puzzles, gave her solving, and she's good with music. That's what it said on a little report on the website.
Her bio.
Yeah, the bio.
On the Tom Clancy, The Division website.
Yeah, but all in all, one of them are going to end up dying in the game. I'm just guessing that one of them are going to have a terrible death in the game.
Now, see, like I said before,
let's hope it doesn't.
I didn't hear anything about a story. All I've seen so far is multiplayer gameplay footage.
They're going to be focusing
That's
on
all
that.
I've seen. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the story, because, odds are they're going to end up getting rid of one of the characters, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope that they can make the characters so interacted with the player that it's going to feel like you actually lost someone. Like you're actually going to care for them like you would in like Halo
or
Gears
Call
of War. Duty or Gears of War. Exactly. I really hope it's going to be that way.
This game, I feel like it's going to, have some or most players be a little emotional in the story. I can see that, because, I mean, it is a good story. I mean, when a game is good, when their story of, like, to that game can make you feel, sad, happy, angry. When it makes you feel those, that story's good.
Well, see, I say a game is good when it's made by someone that you don't normally play the game for, but you're really excited. Like,
that too. Yeah.
I don't play Tom Clancy games very often, but when I do, it's like I don't always like them, And for me to be excited about this game, it shows a lot, because I don't always play Tom Clancy games.
Yeah.
They're not as good for me as other games are. So for me to be excited about this is really saying something.
Yeah. I hope this game just gives me a lot of freedom when I'm playing it. I could do other things or just venture off, find a little Easter egg they put here and there. And I'm hoping like they put some funny Easter eggs, or just like really Easter eggs going into the other Tom Clancy games they made. Ubisoft, what they add in there. But just hope everything's interactive.
Well, they could put Easter eggs, but I probably won't get them if they're from other Tom Clancy games.
That's true.
Because the only other Tom Clancy game that I played is Rainbow Six Vegas and
Rainbow
Six Siege. Yeah, those are the only 2 Tom Clancy games I've ever played in my life.
I played a few Tom Clancy.
Even though I have other Tom Clancy games, I haven't played them. I've only played those games.
Yeah. I remember playing them a long time ago, but I just forgot.
Well, the one thing I'm also looking forward is to the emotes they added to the game too. I think that's pretty cool how they added the emotes. There's you can use about 6 emotes.
Okay, explain to me what these emotes
see,
are.
I feel like emotes are going to be very good, but the introduction of emotes to Destiny was a kind of a big deal because that brought in mini transactions, and I don't want them to end up coming like Destiny where they have to sell emotes so people can be more interactive in game.
Okay, what about
and
emotes?
that's why emotes are like emoticons, like smiley faces and stuff like that. And emotes, you can like do certain stances and stuff in game.
Yeah, like
I don't want that in there.
Yeah,
well,
see,
like
I feel like it would take it away.
Well, in game they only added about 6, which is the 6 emotes are salute, help, applaud, jumping jack, wave, and surrender.
Okay, the jumping jack doesn't need to be there. The other ones, yeah, I believe they should be in there. But because this is kind of like a serious game, I don't think if they add so much emotes, just like them dancing or doing some other things.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the game that it is right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited for this hard ass military game where you got to rescue people and survive. I'm not looking forward to playing with somebody and doing fucking jumping jacks and waving to them to let them know I'm fucking friendly.
Unless that's for online.
Also, well, it is for online. Yeah.
So it's going to be for online.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be like if there is a story mode and a multiplayer mode. It's not going to be the story mode. You won't have the emotes. Just online only.
Okay.
Because in story mode, you're actually going to be just like in any other story game, like you go through
You'll
it.
Be by yourself.
You'll be by yourself. It's a standalone in the story mode, and then in multiplayer.
Yeah.
You have other.
But I'm hoping I get a pet. I want a pet. There's animals in there.
So in one of the videos we saw a dog roaming around in the background. Now pets in games are nice, but when you have human companions, they're not necessarily necessary. And so I feel like pets shouldn't be a thing, but I feel that animals as an enemy would be pretty good. But here's the thing: New York is known for their zoo, and since the city went down in a pandemic, so I would see how deer, lions, tigers.
I better see a monkey
free roaming.
I want a monkey.
I can see how animals would be roaming around. But I don't feel like pets like cats, dogs, stuff like that would add anything to this game.
Dog would add something into the game. You could have them attack, you have them search, just like in Dog Meat, but this time you could get rid of the pet if you want. You could say, all right, go over there, strap bombs on them, what they did in World War II, tell them go run over there. Oh, look at dog, boom. You get yourself another dog.
That's so sad.
That is sad.
It's sad,
I don't think anybody's gonna want that in the game.
That's real though. They would add something like that, and that would be real. But PETA would probably get in there and hey, no.
I think they shouldn't do that. I'm pretty sure they won't do that. I'm positive they won't do that.
I really hope they don't add pets. Because in almost every game I've played, you got some kind of pet, and I don't want a pet anymore. I'm done with the whole pet.
Even if they do give you a pet, if you can choose whether to not have one or do have one, then I think that's possible. Because there's some players out there who would love pets. David to be one of them. But I think it's good for now. Like if they add if they give you choices to do,
Plus, and the first beta, the beta is already out for some people because I've been seeing a lot of gameplay for it.
Well, those are for the YouTubers, the famous YouTubers.
The YouTubers get an early access,
those YouTubers,
5 days
over
early
YouTubers.
access or something like
that.
Yeah.
Also people who do Twitch.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
It came out 2 days early for them.
Yeah, and they got exclusive stuff, and then we just got the
good about Xbox One users. We're getting the beta first.
Yeah, actually, The Division came out it hasn't come out, but The Division, Tom Clancy, they're gonna make it an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
So they're gonna give us
on Xbox.
Yeah. So they're gonna well no, because I think it's also on PlayStation, huh?
The PlayStation 4 and PC.
But what I mean about having The Division to be an Xbox exclusive, they're gonna have DLCs.
It's not an Xbox exclusive game.
No,
they're getting the exclusive rights to DLC.
Yeah, DLCs and all of that good stuff. So we're gonna get all the good stuff first, just like we got the beta first.
Okay.
For Xbox One players, and then there's also the PlayStation One. Sorry about that, PlayStation.
The PlayStation. Yeah. But what I want to but what do you guys would want in the game most definitely?
Most definitely. Now, see, you brought up vehicles. I like the idea of vehicles, but I don't want to entertain the idea of ground vehicles.
Mhm.
There should be some ground vehicles, but I feel like armored Humvees would be enough.
Mhm.
I feel like there should be a lot of air vehicles, air support vehicles, because we're talking about a military game. So I feel like Blackhawks, jets, all kinds of things like that should be in the game. And the only rideable vehicle that's in air is the Blackhawk, so it can pick you up and have you touch down in an area that you need to be.
Yeah.
You know, for quick travel around the city.
I would like fast travel. Just like press it, click it, go over there, just in case.
And a loading screen here. There.
Well, I mean, in mostly all the RPG games, there will be a fast travel, but however, this could be different. It could be a different type of RPG. Like
now, see here's where that thing I was talking about with the map, where if every building's so detailed, you can go into it and there'd be multi floors and they're detailed. Why would you need the fast travel? You would actually want to walk and see if you can find things in buildings that you wouldn't normally find.
That's true.
Because you are fast traveling.
Yeah.
You know.
Plus, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, even if
like a fast travel is a good idea, but it's like you gotta have a certain limit on it to what the game is gonna have to offer.
Okay, I want them to add children in. Has there been any shown video of children?
I haven't seen any children in them, but I'm pretty sure there are children.
Because it would give that more like sadness. Like you probably venturing out through the city and you see a child right there, dead parent crying over it. You could take that child in. Just anything like that, but just give you more of a vibe in the background, more like you could feel it more.
It's a very dark story and a very dark background to the game.
Yeah.
But
I enjoy it.
Overall, that's what makes it a good game, though. You feel for the characters, you feel for the whole story.
That's what
it makes you feel something.
But we're gonna probably give you guys an update the moment if we play the beta or when the game comes out. But give us a like, subscribe, and tell us what your thoughts on it and
comment
what you think about our opinions. But
let us know what game you want us to review next.
Oh yeah, let us know what game you want us to review next, and
we have a couple ideas in mind, but we want to hear what you guys have to say.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we're gonna give you guys an update on the game once we play it and see what we like about it and what we're disappointed. But just have to wait. Thank you for listening. Bye.